Y'all ready for this? I don't even remember how the song goes, actually.
I don't know either. But
I should probably see if the stream is working for me.
hi everyone. Hopefully you guys don't have to F5. But if you do, F5. But if you did need to F5, you didn't hear me say that. So who knows?
Yes.
Yes. Is the stream working?
Why are people saying "I swear to God"? Why are you swearing to God? Is this a good or a bad thing? Is the stream bjorked for everyone? Hopefully, it seems like it's working fine for me. So that's a good start. But
yeah, it seems to be going good for everyone. Oof.
Are you talking about my intro? Because y'all weren't ready for this.
Oh,
anyways,
man.
Hello everyone. Welcome to this week's fantastic episode of Top Clack. As you probably have noticed, we do not have a guest, as there was not one listed in the Reddit post. So no guest today, but we do have a metric butt ton of news. So if you're a news fanatic, then you know we got you. We got you today. It's gonna feels good.
Yeah. We're gonna get that in a cool minute, but let's hit that intro. Yeah. I think I need to add some kind of like finger guns emote / sound effects / like
people might take like offense
thing
to that or something.
Yeah, it's 2018.
You know what we totally forgot to do?
What did we totally forget to do?
We forgot to make the stamps that we were gonna do from last episode, like the Top Clack must buy.
Yeah,
like the Top Clack pass.
I'll work on that. This would have been a great day to use it too, because it was so much news.
Ooh, lots of news.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's also a great day because it's Top Clack Thursday. Hopefully everyone's been having a good week, as it's coming to a close very, very shortly. But you know, the week's still going on. Brian, how's yours been?
It's been pretty darn good. I can't really complain. My life is fairly mundane, which I really like. But, you know, when explaining to other people, it doesn't sound nearly as interesting. So there hasn't been, like, a whole lot going on with me. But, you know, I'm okay with that. How about you? You live a much more exciting life than I do.
Yeah. Big highlight of the day. Free tacos at work today.
Ooh.
Absolutely A+. You know, it was amazing. It was actually really good from a local place. I stole the free food. I'm gonna say steal with quotations, because it was in the lunchroom for a meeting I was not a part of, but the meeting that had that food didn't start until like 30 minutes. They just had the food 30 minutes early, and like I was literally leaving my work, so if I grabbed the food, literally no one could stop me, because I would just walk out and say, I'm going home. This carnita taco, don't worry about it. I'm going home.
This taco, as if you had only one taco. That's not how you eat tacos, all right? You eat tacos in fleets.
So I had a good 4 tacos and then ran out because I saw some people starting to gather for a meeting.
Oh shit! I can just imagine you and you're buttoned up in the corner, right above the trash can, shoveling carnitas into your mouth so you can throw away the plate real quick and just like bolt out to your bike.
But aside from that, my week was good. I did some build streams earlier this week, some keyboard chores that you guys might have seen. I rebuilt my clue board, which actually is a much more fun experience than I thought it was to type on. I'm really excited. I'm actually might have like a separate video just to talk about this board. Maybe a really short one. What else did I do? A lot of people may not know, but I finally received my sample of creams, and I put the cream switches in the X60. So I'll probably be working on content for this after my CA66 review, which I know is still a long work in progress. Hopefully soon TM, as you all know. And I got some other switches in from Novel Keys, so I'll be having a lot more build streams coming up pretty soon. Hopefully in the future, near future, I can get a brass plate for this X60 That would be oof. You got your oof. Oof.
Yeah, I've been using my X64 for the last few days because I needed that. I needed the Holy Panda experience, man. It's just too good.
Ooh,
Been a while.
So I've been building those up, and you know that's like combined with also my mail call, I guess. How about you, dude? Do you get any mail call?
I got some things. Yeah. I forgot to grab them beforehand, but let me reach over and awkwardly do this on stream. So I actually got a couple things. First thing I got in was a canoe by Percent Studio. This is a commission build for a customer. I haven't really looked around the box too much, but it is indeed a canoe.
Not a fun
It's not a. If it was a Funnu, I'd be surprised because the branding on the package is pretty percent official. So I'll probably be building that. I was thinking about doing a build stream of it after today's episode of Top Clack, so that could still be a thing. But of course, that's not for me, so it's not nearly as interesting. But what is for me, that is at least somewhat interesting to me and maybe a few others, I got a couch surfer. Ooh. So if you guys remember, we talked about this product a while back on the show. And the general theme here is it's just kind of like a wood plank kind of thing that has a built-in tray for a keyboard and then a steel plate that screws it over the top of it, as well as a mouse pad that's adhered to it. And then I have my mounting hardware here, presumably. And yeah, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to get one of the Bluetooth 60% PCBs that KBD Fans has in stock right now. I'm going to throw it in this bad boy, and then I will have a wireless setup that I can use on my couch or my bed or something and use with an HD PC. So maybe not too cool for a lot of you guys, but to me this is actually a really, really interesting thing.
You know what I say about that? I think it'd be really awesome if there was a cup holder between the mouse pad and the keyboard. There's a section right there. Perfect cup holder placement.
You know what I'm actually going to do? I'm going to fashion something there that's going to hold a wireless mouse. So that way when I'm not using it, I could prop it up wherever and the mouse will stay in that one spot. Then when I want to use it, I just slide it off and then I use it on my mouse pad. Easy peasy. Should be pretty darn functional.
Alternative thoughts. Wireless trackball.
That could be cool too, except when I'm playing a game. Why
would you be playing a game on that?
I play games when I lay in bed all the time. Usually it's emulation stuff. But whatever. But sometimes I'll play something light, some indie game on Steam or something where a mouse is helpful. But we'll see. That's future me's problem. Waffle High, thank you very much for the sub 2 months in a row. Appreciate that, buddy.
Next time we play Overwatch, I want you to stream you just lounging with your whole body out, just Overwatching full lounge status.
I don't play Overwatch on my laptop, which is what I hook up to my TV generally. But I'm usually right on my desk for that. I lay down centrally on my desk, and I kind of do this Playboy kind of spread. It's fantastic.
That's exactly what we expect. Be the Zebra, thank you so much for subbing with Twitch Prime. And Tech Fresh, to counter that real quick, he'll spill a drink on his keyboard. Sippy cups.
Or maybe I build a cup in to the couch surfer and just put a straw on there. Just use a straw. I don't know, man. Anyways, I've rambled about that for a little too long.
It's full of opportunities and potentials, just like the potential of kindness, which is, thank you, Chris, for your kindness for gifting Shenpai a tier 1 sub. Thank you so much for that.
Good on you, sir. Chris, always a good gentleman.
So, with that, let's go on to the news.
Yes.
So, starting off with keycap news per the norm, we're going to go to Originative, who is running a group buy for Tokyo Nights. It is a 3-color set. It's a cyan, a purple, and a black. It's called Tokyo Nights.
Not to be confused with Miami Nights.
Yes, yes.
Yep. So the group buy started 3 days ago on the 10th. That is another note. It is a group buy, not an in-stock item, whereas you might be used to more in-stock items at Originative by now. The set is limited to 250 units. That's kind of strange to me.
That's kind of per the norm for them. They already choose a set because they reserve slots with GMK. That's how Originative. So
that makes sense.
They've already reserved a 250 slot, and they're like, oh, we need to put a design to use this 250 slot.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Either way, it looks like your price is going to be $159, which is it's probably pretty per the norm, I guess. Right now, I wouldn't call that a great or a bad price. It's about normal. The set does have a fair amount of caps. You do get some ISO support. So for all of you you fancy Europeans, there you go. How do you feel about the colorway? Because I personally, I think it's really quite nice.
I think the only issue is the mods. As people saw from Violet Tendencies, that purple and black combo, turns out worse than you would expect from the renders.
Do we know if the color codes are the same between those?
Not at the moment, but
because that was definitely an issue. But like, if this is a different purple, then maybe it'll be okay.
I don't know. So another small little nitpick a quote from, I think it was Zambumon who said it, which I agree. At first, it was our good friend Mega Bulgogi, who was like, Tokyo Knights, calling it Tokyo Knights without Hiragana Cell Legends, SMH. That's why. And I think it was Zambumon who was like, they should have called this like Hyper Knight, because it's like Hyperfuse but Knight.
Oh, I didn't really think about that. That is kind of interesting.
But it is how it is.
Yeah. Regardless, $159 on Originative there. This is through controlalt.io. That's the designer. And you get it in GMK format, tray included. So,
yes.
Not too bad.
There's also going to be a raffle for artisans if you buy it. Yes.
Buy bro caps. So if you are really into bro caps, then maybe that's an option as well.
Okay, let's move on next to another GMK set. This one's over at Mass Drop. This is their white on black for $99 US, which is a great price for a very nice, plain, simple set.
Yeah, so obviously GMK white on black, not a new thing. This has been around for a while. It's gone by other names as well. I know GMK Originative has a version that's white on black as well. But yeah, out of this because, why not? It's a $100 GMK set. It has a fair amount of compatibility, including ISO support. And what's not to like? White on black, good stuff, good price.
Yeah, good
not
compatibility.
Not much else to say about it. Also, Super User 4, thank you very much for the 200 bits, and Furby, thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. You guys are awesome today.
Yeah. I think it's kind of like, if you're interested in GMK, like even like as a passing, I don't know about Cherry Profile because I'm new in the community. This is like a great, it's fine. Do it.
Totally, yeah, because it's pretty rare. It's pretty rare to find GMK sets, especially new ones, that are this price. So if you're someone that's been curious about GMK, but you haven't been wanting to spend $140 or $180 or $200 on a GMK set, this could be a very good option for you. $100 is a lot more attractive. I
wish there were icon mods.
Me too. That's one thing I think GMK Originative did.
Yeah.
Which I appreciate more, but that set is also $180 if I'm not mistaken, versus $100. So for $80 less, I am okay with not having icon mods on a GMK set.
Yeah,
that could just be me.
I'm with you there. So good compatibility, 60, 65, HHKB style, 66%, 75, 10 keyless, 104, 1800. You got everything there. 140 keycaps. Yeah. Mass Drop, white on black, GMK. Go check it out. I'm probably gonna get one. because
I probably am too.
$100. So, I want to move on to something interesting because it's a very interesting and colorful approach, and an approach I understand. So Matteo, the creator of MT3, has teased the Susuwatari, the first double shot set for MT3. So his first set /dev/TTY1 apparently now, out in the wilds. One I have right now, either round 1 alphas, which are meh, heard round 2s are better, but these are die subbed PBT. And now he's like, let's double shoot these, because if these are double shot, we can play with way better implementations of colors. Instead of ABS, it's going to be instead of PBT, it's going to be ABS completely now. Which is, in concept, I really like where this set is going, where the profile is going. That's the first thing I want to talk about, which is amazing. Now the second thing is the colorway. He's going to be launching it with this Susuwatari colorway, and that's kind of the second thing. No, it's on the table now. How do you feel about the colorway, Brian?
I think it's all right. I don't like how many colors are in the set. It's a little too much for me. With that said, I think there are some missed opportunities in the extras kit. Because you know, if you're like me and you're a Studio Ghibli fan, and you probably know very well what the Susuwatari are, it's basically like the soot sprites. They're found in a couple Studio Ghibli movies, including My Neighbor Totoro and Spirited Away. And I think the colors look okay, but there's a little too much going on, and I would have liked to see some extras that actually were like the actual soot sprites or like anything relating to that. But instead, we have you know, some more random things, and I don't know. This seems like kind of a missed opportunity.
Yeah. So the only thing, what I would say, in my opinion, if I had to fix this set, I would take all of those, in my opinion, kind of ugly yellow legends, make them white. That's all. Take those yellow legends, make them white. Someone can render it, and like you'll look at it and you'll be like, oh yeah, this is way better, because then it's just like Dolch with color, which is fine. But I still like the concept, double shot ABS, which is funny. So Brian and I, we always talk about, when you're running something new, it's why not, just run something really simple that people like. White on black, black on white, white on black on white alphas with the opposite mods, right? Someone actually did ask that in the comments for this blog post, and he's like, nah, that's boring. Not what he's about.
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess I can understand that, but MT3 has already been a thing for a little while now. He already did a run on Mass Drop. Granted, it was PBT, but they were very basic, mundane colorways. So, I don't know. I'm okay with it. It's whatever. He obviously maybe trusts the manufacturer now, since they've worked together for a little while now. So, it is going to be a double shot ABS, but he says he is pushing for a PBT spacebar on the set if they can match the color. So that's kind of interesting. Maybe so you can, he's maybe one of those people that really likes to avoid that like particular shine where you hit your thumb on the spacebar, or your index finger if you're a weird typist like a lot of people are. I swear, like, I see so many videos now where people type and they use their index finger for spacebar. And I know several people IRL that do that as well. It's very strange. Anyways, that's not the point. Anyways, if you want to support this set, make sure to, leave some friendly feedback or criticism. I'm sure he's looking for both.
Yeah.
There's that.
Yeah. But regardless, interesting concept, bringing it to the ABS world. I think just that in itself is the best part about this announcement, as opposed to this set.
Yeah, most certainly, I agree.
Something that's also very interesting is this next interest check by Zamumon for Nautilus Nightmares. Oof.
Yeah, which I don't know why, but I love that name, by the way. I think that's absolutely superb.
So in this post, he has a metric buttload, your actual unit, metric buttload of renders. And there are even more renders if you go to his actual site on it. Novelties on tons of different keyboards, different angles, really cool jade kind of colorway. I when I first saw it, I commented like I feel like I got lost in the emerald dream, because it's like this beautiful rich greens, just like God.
Yeah.
I like it.
I do also greatly like the colorway here, and let me actually find it. I found the first thing I thought when I saw this was it looks like GMK Mint Dolch to me, which I don't know if that actually ever ran. I'm gonna post a link to it in the Twitch chat just so people can compare. I posted this in the Keeb talk thread as well, but to me, Mint Dolch looks very similar to Nautilus Nightmares. But maybe to you less colorblind people, it's an insane difference.
It's
an
insane difference, Brian.
Is it really an insane difference?
Insane in the membrane.
Wow, interesting.
Like
that. Yeah. Okay, that just shows to me they look identical. That's how colorblind I am. Like the sets might as well be the exact same thing.
They're pretty far.
All right. Well, there you go.
But
regardless, I do like the colorway a lot.
Yes.
And I kind of like the theme. The novelties, I'm not really sold on the novelties. I'm not gonna lie.
I wish you went a little further with the novelties, because a big part of the inspiration for this was, Call of Cthulhu. That whole mythos. That's very important to the theme of this set. I even talked to Zen a little bit about it earlier. I hope he does, do a little bit more research on all of that and decide for really good, appropriate, but tasteful things that go. I mean, just this desk pad, by the way, is absolutely just
on point. Yeah, the desk pad really does it for me as well. Yeah, this is a sick set. And as expected from Zombimon, there is 800,000 bazillion trillion renders on all sorts of different boards and different angles. So you can really get a feel for how your board might look.
Yeah, so if you're interested, check it out. Give criticism, give encouragement. Let them know how you feel about this set, because here's a big thing that he actually did talk about, which is why is it named Nautilus Nightmares? Like, why even have that word Nautilus? A ton of people are already saying, like, when they see Nautilus, people get triggered and they're like, just run Nautilus again. Why are you trying to be original and like try new IP? Why don't you just run what everyone wants for the millionth time, right? Or like, why isn't this an interest check for Nautilus round 1,000,000? And he's like, well, Nautilus doesn't need an interest check. That's true. Nautilus will sell. If he snapped his fingers and had said, hey, GMK, let's start prepping for Nautilus, he knows he'll easily get 150 to 250 units. But this is something different. This is an interest check for a new colorway, and he did put the word Nautilus to, say to people, hey, this is also a similar idea I have. Check it out. I hope you enjoy it. And I enjoy it. Hope you do too.
I do as well.
So since we're on this green theme going on, we're gonna go on to our next interest check, which is Enjoy PBT Royal Alpha by Donut Cats. Donut Cats been talking with KBD fans, and he's thinking about bringing the ever so loved Royal Alpha set that he really enjoys, and I enjoy quite a bit as a green set, to ePBT in just a simple green on white, 2 different greens on white colorway.
Okay. I can kind of get behind this. I wonder if he'll have a kit potentially in the future that will actually have the green mods, as opposed to having an all same color like base color.
Well, I mean, unless they want to do reverse dye sub for the green mods.
why not?
Yeah.
It's like it's actually a thing these days. So I don't know. Could be interesting for people that prefer that aesthetic. Regardless, enjoy PBT, usually one of the less expensive cherry profile options.
So one question I have, actually, you know, we did talk about, you know, the actual, you know, round one set I have, which, you know, barely made MOQ, first ran, popularity exploded as people wanted it. Do you think the popularity is, like, still really, really high enough to, like, really drive this to be super big, or do you think we'll like, be, like, just like round one, where, like, it'll barely go, it'll barely make it, and then it'll, like, rise again? I think will actually happen. I think the hype for the original one has died down enough where, like, he might even struggle a little bit and, like, have to, like, you know, basically repeat round one, expand it for a week, it'll make it, it'll ship, people will post pictures, and everyone will be like, I missed this.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to sound negative, but I don't think this is going to be a set that everyone's going to go crazy for. It'll probably sell, like, I don't know, what is their MOQ? Do we know their MOQ?
Only he hasn't posted yet.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. I mean, he'll probably pretty easily sell, like, 50 to 100 units.
Yeah.
And then, like, it'll probably be very slow going after that, I imagine.
Mm-hmm.
But, you don't know. We'll see.
We will see. Speaking of something we'll see is, I guess we're going through a wave right now, a green wave, because our next interest check is GMK Wavez, with a Z at the end if you're all the hip kids. And this is a set in post by Enjoy earlier today.
Yeah, he was asking my opinions about it yesterday before he even put up the IC, and he was showing me renders, and honestly, I think it looks really good. I think the contrast here is spot on. He's got icon mods, he has good compatibility. This is looking like a winner to me. Plus, I really like the novelties.
I like the dot flak and dot wave.
Yeah, those are
novelties.
That's just spot on.
But
I really enjoy this personally. I'm guessing you strongly dislike this color combination.
No, I'm okay with it. I am okay with it. I worry how the alphas will turn up in person. That's my main concern. Because that kind of green it's really easy to, like, to do that kind of really strong green wrong. If you look at, for example, JTK Toxic. Like, that's an example of, like, overdoing that kind of green. And I don't know if they will be able to do it without overdoing it. Because these renders look pretty good in how it is. But, of course, as we know, you know, reality is a whole different thing. Hopefully it turns out closer to this than it will the green of Toxic. But it's like a razor green, right? As someone in comment said. That's how I see it.
Maybe? I guess so. I don't know. I actually don't own any razor products. I don't really know what third green looks like anymore.
Oh, I have a razor backpack I could show off.
Razor backpack? Wow, that must have cost you like $400.
Yeah. No, it only cost me like $100. It's actually really good. I like it. Actually, I had it at the last meetup. But let's move on to more green today. We're not done yet. You thought when I was about to let you go. No, I still got it, because we got the whole night ahead of us, all the way until midnight, because our next set is DCS Midnight, and this isn't an interest check. This is in stock, right meow, on PMK. It's a refresh of DCS Midnight, and you know what? I like the refreshed colors. I think they're really nice for the dark mods. I think absolutely good way to do it. I don't like those really that bright cyan mod. I think it's a bit too intense for my personal flavor. Yeah, this is in stock, going on right now. DCS, which is thin, but I like the profile of DCS. I will say that. I like the profile of DCS. I did actually order the base, the I ordered the base, the Midnight modifiers, and the Midnight additional modifiers. So I got that HHKB support, MX HHKB support, if I choose to do so. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yep. I too am a fan of DCS. And I hate that it gets so much flack just because the caps are thin. As if that's like entirely what makes a cap good or not.
Let me just make some
drives me absolutely nuts.
Let me just make some 2mm caps in the future.
Yeah. Let me just make one cap that goes over all of your keys. So thick. You guys will love it. I think a lot of people that actually hate on DCS, honestly, have probably never even used it.
Or have like one keycap from like some kind of like grab bag or something.
Yeah, because like DCS sets don't run anymore. Like DCS hasn't really been like a mainstay in the community for years. It's been all about you know, SA, DSA, and GMK and Joy ePBT the last like 3 or 4 years.
Yep.
So pretty interesting, but yeah, typing on DCS actually pretty nice in my opinion.
I will say the only downside of DCS Midnight, this DCS Midnight, you know, hitting everyone's email earlier today, if you're on your list, is the fact that it's not DSA Alchemy. Chris Wires.
Pour some out for the homies.
Last update on the interest check for Chris Wires on DSA Alchemy on Geekcac, I checked earlier today, was like in June.
Feels bad, man. Oh boy.
But you know what doesn't feel bad? Having an affordable aluminum case with a brass weight. And that's going to be our next topic, because KBD fans, you know, they thought they could give us a break last week and, you know, keep a low profile. But here they are with the in-stock, by the way, Tofu 65% aluminum case. And look at that bottom.
Yeah, so pretty cool stuff here. It's design-wise, it's pretty much identical to the 60% version of the Tofu, which is totally fine. A lot of people like that simple and clean aesthetic. This version appears to have a weight, which is pretty darn cool. Presumably that is brass. Yes, it is. Brass weight is included in the price, as well as screws and rubber feet. So for $119, you can choose between silver and black right now, because the gray is apparently out of stock, or not in stock yet. I imagine they put it there because that color is coming. But yeah, nice little hefty 65% case. Not too shabby. So the case alone is 1.1 kilogram, which is, you know, 2.4 pounds or whatever for the case alone. Once fully built, you know, your keyboard's probably going to be at least 3 pounds. Pretty respectable weight. A lot of people are into that. It's compatible with the Tada 68 PCB as well as the YD 68 PCB, both of which are also available on KBD fans.
You know, this
is you can get your fix.
This is honestly great because, you know, for a lot of people who like the Tada and they upgraded to the other aluminum case that was available, like this is like the one step above that. And that other aluminum Tada case was what, 80 bucks, 90 bucks, and now this is 120. And in my opinion, this is like just, unless you care about having the little lights come out of the side, straight up better. IMO, but
yeah. One thing I'm a little concerned about is availability on 65% plates.
Tada 68.
You can get just a plate?
Yeah, you can get just.
Oh really? I don't.
Pretty sure.
You know where to find it? I haven't seen it anywhere. They don't appear to have it on KBD fans. Either that or searching 65% plate doesn't do anything. Plate. You can get a full Tada.
Yeah, no. If you go to their 65% Tada 60 on their PCB on the KBD fan site, you can do plate plus stabilizer option.
So you can add, okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So you have to get the plate with the PCB.
Yeah, which you would, yeah. So
you would, okay. That's fair. Okay, cool. So you do have that option. Pretty cool stuff there.
So actually, let's talk about the whole kit. Okay, this is 120. Okay, if you get the Tada 68. What's that, Steezy? Okay. Tata 68 PCB and plate without the plastic case. That's $52. So $175-ish free shipping, right? Then you got switches. Let's throw in $30 for switches. We got $200. How does this sound for $200? For a built, for a Tata 68 with switches, with stabs, PCB, plate, and this case. Does that sound like value? Oh, chat. What do you guys think in chat? Like $200 for this case and a whole Tata 68 built up inside. I think it's pretty decent.
Yeah, anytime you can get like a metal case, a metal plate, a brass weight, a PCB, and switches and stabilizers for $200 or less, that's pretty good. Personally, yeah. I think so. I mean, most of us are spending $300, $400, $500, $600 on that kind of situation. Obviously, this is a lower tier, but still seems presumably really good value.
Yeah, yeah. That is pretty cool. I'm really happy this option exists. Maybe I'll explore it in the future.
Yeah, I'm not really a 65% fan, but it's always cool to have options, and KBD fans sure does love giving it to people.
Yeah, and KBD fans is kind of like the pinnacle of value at the moment for the community. So which is funny because we go on to our next topic. This is the best value I've ever seen from a product by Mechanisk, the Klippe Plus, at $200. That includes a steel plates, a core plate, yeah, and a brass plates.
Okay.
So
so there's a couple notes here. Okay, this is not currently available for one. Two, I was talking to him yesterday about this, and he actually said the price is going to be $179.
Oh, even better.
And that is supposedly with the core, which the core is the weight or the accent, depending on which version you go with. There's a brass version, a steel version, and then there's either a red or a green aluminum version. So you have 4 options there, depending on if you want something a little bit heavier, you can do a brass or steel, or if you want kind of an accent color, you do the red or green. Kind of sucks that you're limited a little bit on the options. Like having only red and green aluminum is, but whatever. It's still an option. You'll have 4 choices in case color: red, black, gray, or green. So he's really emphasizing the red and the green options. So pretty interesting stuff here. As far as everything else goes, it should still be effectively the same Klippe. So pretty simple, classic tray mount design. Nothing really new there. So hopefully we will see that price drop to $179 once he does.
It is. Oh no, it is $179 if you take off the plate. It's without the plate. It's $179. With the plate, it goes up to $200. The plate's
automatically selected. That's
yeah. That's why.
All right. Also, note on the plate, you have 3 options: the Pro ISO, the Pro ANSI, and the Universal. Interesting that he doesn't offer his Pro HHKB style plate with this. You think he would at least give people the option, right? Regardless, you get some brass plates for cheap. I mean, $20 for a brass plate's actually pretty good. So, including one of those is pretty good value, even if you don't use it on this particular build. $20 brass plate, not too shabby.
Pretty good value also if if you just don't get the Universal and get Pro ANSI or Pro ISO. Not many plates for brass are like the layout, like none of that pipe / tilde fumbling around because you have a Universal plate kind of deal. It's like I'm an ANSI pipe / I know what I'm about.
I'm aware the case is an HHKB, guys. I'm fully aware of that, but you can still use an HHKB plate in that. Like, I've seen other people do it before, it looks fine. I've done it in the past. Like, you can still use an HHKB plate in a tray mount, non-HHKB case. Anyways.
Yes. Yeah, so we got a 3-day DHL shipping, which is another $35. Otherwise, in terms of anything that Leandrin has done on Mechanisk, this is kind of the best deal he's done, barring probably round 1 FPL. But otherwise, I'm really happy that he's definitely trying really hard with this one to bring the price down, but still bring a very, very quality, very like it looks pretty quality to me product to the market. I wish you had better like renders, like not like these.
Yeah, the pictures are very lacking.
But let's go to pictures that aren't lacking, because these are pictures of something real. The interest check for the G60. It's a 60% retro style USB Bluetooth dual mode keyboard. Yeah. Ooh. This is by Old Cat.
Everyone's so salty that it's an HHKB plate and a high pro tree. I actually like the way it looks. I think it's cool because then you get an accent of the plate as well. Because you can see more of the plate. I think it's very situational, but I think it can work very well. Anyways, sorry.
Yeah, so let's go over this G60. I really like the look of it because, you know, it is, in fact, inspired by the G83,000. It's going to be 6061 aluminum, 10 different colors. Great. Top bottom case design. You can either do it a top mount plate or a tray mount plate, and both will work for this depending on the configuration you get. So
yeah,
options is really cool.
Yeah, that plate mounting solution like thing is really interesting to me. I was hoping they would have some renders on like what exactly that means. Like, are there mounting points for both, and you can just use either? Is that how it works, or like are different? You have to buy different versions. Like, there's a tray mount version or a top mount version.
We will see. Hopefully, we'll see soon. So QMK PCB, Bluetooth, and USB, dual USB. Hopefully going to be compatible, they said, with USB-C and Mini, but if you guys got the choice between both, you know, ditch that old custom cable you have and join that USB-C future. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then get a custom USB-C cable. Bam.
I have one right here.
Ooh, crazy how that works. I'm really happy about this. This is also manufactured by Alf, who's been doing a lot of different projects this year, which makes me really, really, really excited. Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
no,
yes.
I totally agree. This is a knockout for me. I think it looks stellar, especially since, and I'm sure this is probably just a render or whatever, but he has like the cherry logo on the top left in the first picture. Totally sells it for me. I would buy like a cherry sticker just to do that. Fantastic. So we don't really have any note on things like price or presumably how the mounting system works, but hopefully if this does enter GB phase, we can get a lot more pictures, a lot more renders. Maybe we'll have a physical sample and we can actually see how the mounting solution works, because to me that's really interesting that you in theory somehow have your choice between tray or top mount in the same case.
Yeah, so click to fill out that G60 interest check form on the Geek Hack thread, everybody. Go check it out. Alpha's been knocking it out quite a lot. Old Cat's been facilitating a lot of these interest checks and group buys, doing an absolutely wonderful job. Basically, in being like a connection between, you know, Alpha and all of us, which really, really good. I'm like a part of one of Alpha's group buys right now, which I'm really excited for. So, heck yes. Heck yes.
Yeah.
So let's move on to this next topic, which is going to be interesting because it's a 3-in-1 interest check. This is the interest check for the 3 Kingdoms.
Hold on, can I attempt to pronounce these?
Yes, you may.
When I first saw this, I was like, I gotta try to like butcher these on stream because I'm totally gonna get it wrong. I think I'm gonna be close though.
Let's go in order.
So, okay. So I think the first one is Majapahi. I think the second one is Singasari. And I think the third one is probably like either Mataram or Mataram.
Okay.
I had a lot of fun just trying to say those, like when I saw this thread.
So let's go over these 3 boards. These 3 boards are all inspired by the EM7 and Alice TGR layouts. That's plain as day. And Vulcan Mod said so as well. He's like, hey, that's my inspiration. I like those. But no one else can really get those at the moment. So I want to run 3 different layouts of it. Or interest check, you know. So one is a 60% with arrow keys and 3 whatever keys you want on the right side. The next one is a TKL version where it has the normal TKL F keys and nav cluster on the side, of course. And the last version is a full-size one, but with a left-hand numpad. Those are the 3 interest checks. So basically the same keyboard in 3 sizes.
I wonder if this moves past the interest check phase, if he actually plans to make all of those or just like one of the 3.
My guess is one of the 3.
Yeah, that would be my guess too. Probably pretty hard to do them all, at least at once. What do you think here? What are your what's your thought between the 3 of these? What is the cream of the crop?
My first thought is to thank Lump of Unworth for continuing his gift sub that he got from Geo. Thank you so much, Lump of Unworth. To go on and answer your question, I mean, the popular top 2 would either be the 60%-ish one or the TKL-ish one.
Yeah, I'm not really sold on the kind of pseudo full-size version.
Because the numpad isn't a full numpad?
Seems, well, that, and it just seems a little too bulky. And I'm not really a big fan of that. But I could definitely get down on the other 2. Being more of a 60% guy, I definitely prefer the Matarum, or Matarum, whatever. I like that one the most. That one seems the greatest to me. But I could also get by on the Singasori. I just like saying the names, so I'm just gonna say the names like the rest of the show, just randomly. But, yeah. Well, we'll see where that goes.
I mean, in terms of ergonomics, if they do end up, pretty much copying the Alice/EM7 ergonomics, it will feel good in terms of ergonomics. I'll tell you that much. Will these actually go through? We will see. We will see if I sneeze again. No, I'm better than that.
His allergies really getting the best of you today.
Oof, you know it, baby. You know it. But yeah, we don't have that much information other than like, hey, what do you guys think about these 3 designs? So we will see how this ends up. This only got posted yesterday, so if you're interested or you have any thoughts about it, feel free to post it in the interest check forum. And where you probably can't experience allergies is on Mars, which goes on to our next topic, which is an interest check for the F&T Mars 6.0 customer keyboard, as Sylvester calls it. This is going to be after the Mars 8, which is a TKL we covered a little while back. Side USB-C, which I think a lot of people will find very objectionable. What do you think about the board?
Yeah,
That's swoopy on top.
I think aesthetically the board looks pretty nice. Again, I'm not always sold on 65% layouts, but I do appreciate the blocker there. The swoop is nice. The side USB port totally kills it for me. I absolutely despise that. I don't know why. I think it looks so goofy to have the cable coming out of the side.
Hey guys, let's have a USB cable that goes straight into your mouse. When you're trying to game, you shift you flick left, and then you just you completely break your USB port, and then you miss the shot on the Widow, and then you're like, oh no, I can't help you, my team. My cable just died, or my port just died on my keyboard, and then they get the team kill, and it's over. You lose point B of Anubis.
Yeah, like especially so when I game, I tilt my keyboard clockwise. And so, in like on larger keyboard, like I usually don't have this problem on 60%, but on larger keyboards, sometimes if I full hand my mouse like over too far to the left, I hit the side of the keyboard. And this port would be exactly where I'd hit it because my keyboard would be tilted clockwise, and the cable would be coming out. I would hit that cable all the time while playing games, and it would drive me absolutely bonkers. So that's an automatic no-go for me. But the aesthetics are relatively nice. I do think it's a decent looking keyboard.
I hope there is.
Was that Amnesia? The name's okay. Amnesia is asking, are you sure there aren't ports on both sides?
There's no.
I am not.
There's no text indicating otherwise, nor pictures indicating otherwise at the current moment. So at the current moment, all I'm going to go by is what I can physically see, which is a port on the right side. I hope there's ports on both sides. That'd be fine. That would be acceptable. But even better would just be a center USB port on the middle.
Yeah. coming right out under like the layer under the Mars logo. Beautiful. Put that right in the middle.
You know, speaking of bad USB port placements, I fear someone's gonna eventually do the Apple Magic Mouse 2 of keyboards, where like you have a wireless keyboard, right? So you need to plug it in to charge it, but then the only way to charge it is like if the cable goes directly underneath the keyboard, because they wanted to save the aesthetics of no visible ports on the sides. So they put it on the bottom. Oh, I can see that happening. Oh.
USB ports are the new relief cuts. Nice. Very nice. Anyways, we don't have a ton of information on this, but what we do know, it's going to be 6063 aluminum. It's going to be offered in a full kit, including top, bottom, weight, name tag, and switch plate. The PCB will be QMK with Type-C connector, as we can clearly see from that cutout. And it'll have a 5-degree angle. And yeah, brass parts will be PVD finished, colors and price to be decided still. So still a little early on this, but you know, once it moves forward, we'll talk about it again. Once it moves to the group buy phase, and knowing Alf, it probably will. So we'll get there in due time.
Indeed. Something that we could not get to in due time because it already sold out is our next topic. But we still want to talk about it because it's really, really cool. It's for the Keycult #1. It's FR4 plates. So the plate, first of all, aesthetically, in my opinion, looks pretty beautiful.
That is really cool. Yeah. Wow.
Right.
That is really, really interesting.
That's a beautiful looking case.
Yeah, that's gorgeous. So for those that maybe aren't familiar with FR4, FR4 is generally the material that's used for PCBs. So you get that PCB-esque feel when you bought it out. I have never used a plate made of FR4, so this would be very new to me. I'd be very interested to see how this actually goes.
Same.
It does look really, really interesting, though.
Yeah.
Those pictures are quite gorge.
Yeah. It is sold out. It's a cheap price, $25 when it ran, which is really, really awesome. You know, quick turnarounds.
Yeah. I mean, for those that aren't aware, PCB material is really not expensive.
Yeah.
Like, it's really not. Like, I bet most of that price comes from like cutting, like lasering it or whatever. Or
yeah,
well, I guess it's probably printed out and they probably just push out the stuff or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, PCB material actually very, very inexpensive.
Yeah. So hopefully this will inspire more to consider FR4 plates in the future, or just playing with FR4 as a concept, because I think it'll be hunky dory. Pretty cool. Pretty cool to try out.
Let's skip this next topic and just tie it in with the sponsor spot later.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So let's bring around that one to our next topic about springs, which is over at Sprit Designs. Progressive springs. Interesting.
Yeah, so this page has actually been up for a little while now. I think it was maybe on the last episode of Top Clack, someone brought it up in the Q&A. I had never seen or heard of the progressive springs from Sprit, but you know, this page is still up and they are still not available yet, although they are coming in September according to this page. So you know, he still has 17 days or whatever left to you know, get these up, hopefully. But yeah, so this is a pretty interesting product, and I'm really interested to see how it goes. He has a little graph here that I think Huey has on screen right now. So what we can gather from this is that the progressive springs are, in theory, going to feel quite a bit different. And it looks like it's going to ramp up much higher, much faster, especially after you get through a certain point. At least that's what I'm gathering through this very, very crude graph.
Yeah.
But it could be really interesting, because that like bottom out feel is kind of what I'm all about. That very like cushiony bottom feel where the actuation weight and the bottom out force are two very, very, very different weights. I've always been a big fan of that because it feels like you're like typing on clouds.
You know, I look at this graph and I wonder what the X and Y axes are, because it's not labeled.
Yeah,
it's just like their lines going a direction.
This graph was done in like MS Paint.
Yeah, I'd believe that.
Or like not even that. It was just done in like the normal paint, like default paint. Awful graph, but it could be a very, very cool product. And in theory, it won't cost you very much to find out if this price is correct. It's only going to be $9. I have no idea how many that'll get you because he doesn't have that listed.
We will see. We will have to see.
Yep. But he does have weights ranging from 62 gram to 78 gram. Nothing heavier or lighter than
I gotta say, though, guys, that 63.5 is where you need to go with the springs.
Yeah, something like that. But hopefully we can get some of those in ASAP, cool. Because I would love to test those out.
Yeah. That would be a really, really cool indeed. Something also really, really cool is PCBs to accommodate a large variety of boards, which is what Heinebush has done, which is the group buy for the H87A group buy. 10 kilos PCB, MOQ 50 units, 4 weeks manufacturing time once it closes on October 5th. QMK works with a plethora of boards, none of the OEMs, but if you have a Mira, if you have a acrylic unicorn like I do, if you have a lot of different keyboards that do fit the normal Liku 87 PCB, which is a lot of them, this is a great alternative if you want to use QMK instead of the other thing. There's also a compatibility chart, which is a Google spreadsheet, which you can see if you have, a custom TKL, if yours is compatible. If it is,
looks like he kind of has people working on that.
Yes.
So like once people get them in their hands, they can try them out with specific boards, and we will be able to figure that out.
If yours is compatible, I highly recommend you get one of these PCBs because, for the most part, for a lot of the custom boards, there are like no real easily accessible replacements other than the Liku ones, which go in and out of stock, but those also aren't QMK compatible. And for a lot of people, QMK is kind of a big deal now.
I think those are also more expensive.
Yeah, I think they're $10 more expensive.
Yeah, these ones are only $45. Pretty reasonable. So. You get QMK, you get Underglow, you get a well-designed PCB. He's been working on this for a while, so pretty good stuff here. He does have some proxies, so he's got mykeyboard.eu for the EU folks, and he's got a little Google form up for the Asia/Pacific folks. So there is that. Pretty cool stuff. Pick one of these up if you got a board that'll fit it.
Yeah, and if you have a board that'll if you have a board that will fit it, you should also pick up the next interest check we have, which is the TX bags from Ken. A lot of people, really like Ken's bags. And, a lot of people, when they get their awesome TX boards, they get the free bag. And he's like, a lot of people are like, where can I get the bag? And a lot of people are like, well, just PM Ken. And he can, just invoice you for a bag and he'll ship it, which is completely true. I'm pretty sure at this point, Ken is like, 3/4 of my inbox is just PMs for my bags. How about I just run a buy for my bags so people can fill out a form instead of PMing me individually? I'm pretty sure that was, his thought going forward with this, which is great. So there's proxy set up for US, Canada, Europe, Asia, Vietnam, Singapore, Australia. So awesome. You're going to have an awesome proxy once this launches. These are all absolutely wonderful cases. Let me get mine out.
Yep. I can attest to that as well. I have one sitting in my closet. I don't really use it because I don't really need keyboard cases or anything, but they are very nice, high-quality cases, and they're very sturdy.
They're also going to come with the microfiber rag, which is great. I use mine to store my E6 Founders Edition because it's, the only board I have that's, worthy of the TX case. It booted my TX60 out of its own case. But let's go to the price breakdown. Bags, about $30.
Yep.
I believe
international shipping proxy $5. So that presumably you're automatically paying $35 for a bag, and then the domestic shipping to you based on the proxy, and then a 4.5% PayPal fee tacked onto that as well. So these are not going to be cheap. They're just not. I think most of the time you're probably going to be spending anywhere from $40 to $55 on one of these. So that is something to bear in mind.
I have a lot of keyboards. I like nice keyboards I should get bags for, but like this is almost cost prohibitive because I think I need 3 TKL ones and 4 or 5 60% ones. And I'm looking at that, I'm like, maybe I should just get those cheap $8 felt bags from AliExpress.
Yeah. I mean, these are really cool products. They really are.
Yeah, this is.
But man, it's not necessarily cost effective, but we could argue money relativity till the ends of the earth.
Yeah.
And we're not going to do that.
I will say real quick, one little nifty thing I really enjoy about these cases are the bottoms. As you can see in the pictures I'm scrolling through, they come with these wedges. You may wonder, like, why is it wedged? It's so if you have an angled board and you rest it opposite to that wedge, your angled board will be flat when you open the case instead of like tilted, so your whole board just lays flat. That's how he does it for the TX, which is really cool.
I didn't actually think about that. That's pretty.
That's
pretty
why. That's why those wedges are there, and it also means you actually have space underneath the board if you want to put like the microfiber rag. And like, yeah. So.
Yeah, not bad.
Not bad indeed. Speaking of things that are not bad, looking at nice keyboards. We look at nice keyboards every day. You know, whether you're browsing Geek Hack, Reddit, KeebTalk, Desk Authority, all the other places, you want to look at nice keyboards. And Muni Chang decided, why not look at keyboards every month with this Keyboarding Kills keyboard calendar for 2019, featuring the very aesthetically chosen pictures. It's 940 grams is the weight, so you know he's using that glossy paper. You know what I'm saying?
This is a pretty cool looking calendar, honestly.
Yeah,
and he does have a very wide range of keyboards and caps and stuff to show off in these pictures. I'm assuming he probably did not take these himself. He probably took them from other people.
Who knows?
I think. Well, I don't. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting, but pretty interesting looking stuff there.
How do you guys feel about a keyboard calendar? Do you think this is too far? Do you think this is great? I'm with Shen. I don't like the font choices for the day by day, month by month. I like the pictures. I don't like the font. I wish the font was a little more readable for myself.
I actually like the font.
I'm not a big fan of the font. I don't think the kerning is right on the font, nor the spacing is. The pictures, I wish there's like different kinds of lightings for the picture. All the pictures kind of have the same tone, which is like, here's colorful contrast, here's more colorful contrast, and even more colorful contrast, which is okay. But every now and then I'm like, I want a cool sepia tone picture, you know?
Yeah. Well, to each their own. Hopefully, we'll have a top Clack calendar out at some point. That's still something.
The lumberjack edition.
Yeah, that's still in the back of my mind, where it will have hilariously posed hosts and guests as the months, and that would be pretty darn hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
would you get one of these? I wouldn't get it as is, but I would get one if it had improvements I liked.
I want to see a price, but I
let's say this is like a really, really fancy artsy fartsy Etsy $30.
$30.
That's like
plus like $15 shipping, or plus like $2 shipping. Because that $30, I'll definitely consider it. But if I'm spending like 45 or 50 after shipping, probably not going to get one. That's just the way it is.
Speaking of the way it is, value is the way it is for a lot of people, and Rama is releasing probably one of his most value-oriented products in a weird way of saying. He's just releasing a canvas desk mat that's just gray and has Rama on it for $18. There it is.
Perfect. That's all I want from it too. I don't need other designs. I just want a Rama logo on it.
It's a Rama desk mat. He does say it is best for 65 and 60% because it's only 600 millimeters by 250, so it's not as big as like a lot of other desk mats a lot of people like to use. But it's fine. He has it for what he has in mind: 60%, 65%. Comes in a cool packaging.
Yeah, actually, what's kind of interesting is a gripe I have with this is coming back to the gaming thing. You know, when I game, I need more space on my mat than that for my mouse. Like, if I wanted to keep my keyboard and my mouse on this, I would not have enough space, even with a 60% keyboard, to comfortably play my games. So, unfortunately, this will have to be a no for me because of that reason. But I do think it looks nice, and if I weren't gaming, I would totally use one.
I would consider using it for B-roll, for taking videos on.
Oh, totally.
Nice
yeah,
neutral color.
Absolutely.
So I might get one for that. I could use it normally when I'm not gaming, because I use a trackball when I'm not gaming, like I am right now.
Oh, wait. Are there no stitch edges on this?
No stitch edges, which is also kind of a...
Oh, yeah. To me, that's a hard pass. That's an easy hard pass. I have and have had many non-stitched edge mouse pads and desk mats, and it does not take that long for them to start fraying, in my experience. So I do not support that decision personally, but other people maybe are a little less picky than I am about that.
Yeah, I definitely understand you there. Also, without stitched edges means, you know, it's probably gonna fall apart quicker when you throw it in your washing machine.
That's true as well, because for me, that is like by far the easiest way to clean a desk mat or a mouse pad.
Toss it in. I did it the other day. I'm like, Brian's right.
Yeah,
this is easy.
It really is. And like all my stitch edge ones are totally fine. Like I've washed them 15, 20, 30, 40 times, and like there's like no sign of wear from the washing machine or the dryer. I put them in the dryer too. I wash them and I dry them. I'm a freaking maniac.
Air dry it, man. It only takes like 5 minutes. It's a desk mat. It doesn't absorb.
I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not. But yeah, I'm just like washing some clothes and I have a little bit extra room in the load. I'll just throw my mouse pad in there. No big deal. Easy peasy.
But yeah, if you like supporting Rama and you like the aesthetic, I honestly think that is a beautiful gray.
Yeah, aesthetically looks gorgeous. Yeah,
go for it.
Totally. Speaking of gorgeous, other people are gorgeous, including Huey and myself, and as well as the hosts of the popular keyboard podcast KeebTown. In this link here, you can check out a little teaser Instagram post. So for those that weren't aware, which is probably most of you, Clack's actually going to be a guest on KeebTown this Sunday. It's going to be live at 5 p.m. Pacific, or 7 Central, or 8 Eastern, or whatever it is. And yeah, it's done in their Discord, but the podcast itself, the video, the AODs get posted on SoundCloud the following Tuesday once they're edited. So that'll be fun. If you're not aware of KeebTown, it is a keyboard podcast, relatively similar to ours, but you know, not in live show format. And that's hosted by Tennis Shoe Ninja, Woke Chill, and Dixie Mech. So pretty cool stuff there. It'll probably be a little fun casual gathering and get together, and we'll we'll talk about keyboards, man. It'll be fun. So if you're a fan of Clack or KeebTown or both, you should definitely make sure to check it out. And before that goes live, we will post links and stuff somewhere in Discord probably, so you can check that out.
Yeah. Speaking of things you should check out, is our ever so wonderful sponsors who make this show possible, like Impa Club, who runs Kono.store with awesome interchecks like GMK Shoko, awesome group buys like GMK Monochrome, and awesome in-stock products like GMK Camping. Oof, on that GMK roll right now. And they also have the pre-order for the Hex Gears X1, which they also had a picture on Instagram earlier today with a really cool case that it'll be shipping with for the matching black or white version. So check that out if you get a chance. Who else should people check out, Brian?
There's lots of people to check out, but you know, if you like supporting cool people, you should definitely check out novelkeys.xyz, where you can find lots of cool switches and stuff. A lot of the updated box switches, which have the smaller stock spec, so they shouldn't break your keycaps. You know, most of those are back in stock now, so you got good things going on there. He's got the GMK Mr. Sleeves group buy still going on. That's open a little while longer, as well as the NASA Deskmat group buy. And while you're there, make sure you don't add group buy items to your cart with other non-group buy items. Order that stuff separately, or he will cancel it, because it's a nightmare for him. So don't do that. But while you're checking out, either way, make sure to use promo code TOPCLACK to get you 5% off your total order. So you can save a little bit of that hard-earned money.
Money.
All right, who else we got, Huey?
Speaking
we'll save Zeal for last.
of the other Z, is the Beast from the East, the Z Frontier, who is also awesome at running all kinds of proxies. If you're in the East Asia area, you're looking for a key set that's currently running, they're most likely going to be proxying it. Whether it's Greek Olivetti, whether it's camping extras, whether it's GMK Monochrome, Modern Dolch, Mr. Sleeves add-on group buy, so many others. You can check those out. But they're also running a little group buy for this little artisan keycap, this little Zomo Z Frontier glow-in-the-dark little combo that got going on. Pretty interesting, glow-in-the-dark. Not sure how they're getting away with one of those symbols, but that's not for me to worry about, just me to advertise.
Anyways, yeah.
It's glow in the dark. I like the fact that the top kind of like swivels on. So
it's pretty cute. It's pretty cute. I like the reactor one personally.
Yeah, I like the reactor one. I think the Z Frontier one is very, very, very nice, but kind of like I wish it was like a Top Clock one, but
yeah. I mean, it should just have a Top Clock logo personally.
All the time. No
Everything
matter which one you buy, it's the Top Clock logo.
Heck yeah. Anyways, last but not least, we have zealpc.net, aka Zeal Generation, and there's some new things here. So if you check out the site, you're gonna notice several new things. There are V2s of both Zelios tactile switches and Silence, the tactile silent variation. And V2s have some improvements, alterations, I guess you could say, where the stem and the leaf have both been redesigned for more tactility. And on the Xylent, you're also going to be getting that new altered tactility, as well as a different the dampening solution or composition. I'm not really sure which. But either way, supposedly these are going to be very new and improved, and all previous Zelios and Silence will be discontinued. So he is putting all his faith in this and moving forward with the V2 variants. And yeah, that's the Zeal of the future, presumably.
Speaking of the Zeal of the future, his Rev 4 Zeal 60 RGB LED is going to be the future of 60% PCBs, because it's going to have that kick-ass black and gold color scheme we saw with the Zeal 65. It's going to have USB-C. And if you're active on the QMK GitHub, you might have noticed Zeal 60 just got added on QMK semi-officially, but officially. So, yeah. Bam, you no longer have to worry about those bin files if you are worried about that. You can QMK it up, Buttercup, with that new, oh, that's so beautiful, black on gold on black PCB. USB-C as well. So it's kind of like the creme de la creme of 60% PCBs now.
Yep, and speaking of the PCBs, a couple people have been asking if the Zeal 65 PCB will ever be sold standalone, partially because that new Tofu 65% tray mount coming out, you know, is a thing. So Zeal has told me just earlier today, right before the show, that the Zeal 65 PCB will be sold standalone coming soon. So that could be something you can be on the lookout for.
Will they fit?
You're into that. Huh?
Will they fit Tokyo 65 and Zeal 65?
Well, probably not Tokyo.
Not Tokyo, I mean the Tofu 65? Yeah. Is a USB port in the same place? Do we know such things?
I do not know such things. So I guess I will retract that. I'm not 100% sure it'll fit in there, but it's possible it'll fit in there. So that's something to think about. Either way, you can get a 65% Zeal PCB with all that fancy lighting that people are pretty big on. And the gold and black really does look awesome. Like, really does. All right.
All right, all right, all right, all right.
All right. So we do not have a guest today, as you were probably already aware. And you know what? That's okay.
That's okay.
Because I am kind of a cool person sometimes. Huey's kind of a cool person sometimes. Top Black's kind of cool sometimes. You guys are also cool.
Yeah.
More than us, generally. But, you know, that's just the way it is.
So as Brian said, you may now be aware that we don't have a guest, but I hope you are aware of how much we love and care about every single one of you who help support our show. To everyone who has sponsored us by subscribing, donating bits. You're all super, super awesome.
We see you.
Yeah. So I do have a small discussion point for today, and this is more of a community brainstorm for the Huey. If you guys have watched some of my build streams lately, you guys might have noticed I've been playing with a knob. I've been playing with my knob, if you know what I'm saying. This is a little scroll wheel knob I built recently. Okay, it plugs in with unfortunately a micro USB.
That's the past, man.
No, it's the past. But it's a little knob. I can scroll horizontally, left or right, and if I push it in, it toggles, and I can scroll vertically up or down. Oof. It works fully. A little side project I did last weekend, and I've been showing off my build streams. The reason I built this is like a stage 1 of Huey's grand plan for my eventual. I want to make my own video workstation where I can have different knobs for adjusting color settings, adjust audio settings, and scrub through footage efficiently. The next step for this, for the microcontroller, would be, hooking up switches and having them be programmed and assigned for what I do. And for me, this is kind of like, a Huey's actually going to learn QMK/coding somehow adventure while learning how to make your fashion, a case and other kinds of weird stuff to somehow make this work. I mean, what do you guys think? How do you guys think I should proceed with this project? Should I even document this? Some people wanted me to at least document just this wheel alone. Some people are I should document the whole process, as painful as I might be. I'm not sure. What do you guys think? Do you guys think this is an endeavor worth being educational for people, or and then
yeah, totally. Yeah, why not? I mean, any kind of documentation is always pretty good, as long as it's not total garbage.
I know 2 or 3 people were can you build me a scroll wheel like this and sell it? Could, but I don't think you want this this quality. It was this. I can't show it on stream. People could see it, but this USB cutout was kind of really badly done because I had a hand Dremel and I didn't have a vise.
So in chat, CPang05 says, teach yourself so you can teach us. And that's actually a really good point. So whenever you do something for the first time and you're not an expert at it, if you document it as you go, it actually helps newer people even better, because you're not an expert talking to another expert, right? You're someone brand new. You're just learning how to do all this stuff. You're here, okay, so here's what I do here, and here's what I did here, and this, I had this trouble, but I fixed it by doing this. I think that usually winds up being some of the better guides on the internet, personally.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of different options. I know Throwaway just posted the link for pallet gear, and that was actually the inspiration for this. But the pallet gear is $300, which is actually kind of reasonable for what it is, because it's very modular. All the parts are magnetic and they can go in and out, so you can configure it how you want. While mine's a fixed thing, and my eventual station will be a fixed layout. But that's kind of the point of mine. I don't care for it to be modular. I want it to work for me.
Yep. Rama, thank you so much for the 200 bits. Appreciate that, my dude.
Yeah, we will see. I mean, I don't know whether or not people will end up caring, because this is kind of a Huey project of just because it's gonna tie more into hardware than it will actual keyboard stuff, because I'm also probably gonna fabricate my own case as well, because I do want some of the sliders and knobs to be tilted for ergonomics, so I reach out for them instead of reach over and down. We'll see.
Yep.
But I don't know.
And
hopefully, it looks like overall overall reception in chat has been pretty positive, which is good.
As it should be.
I will show. I just show on stream. I'll show us here as well how ghetto it is. So a lot of you guys know like what the microcontroller looks like, right? It's a little small little PCB with a little microcontroller on it, right? And it has a little USB port, right? And it's like about this thin. It's really thin. So you guys might have noticed, you know, I have my port coming out of the middle, which I did without thinking. I made this, and I'm like, wait a second, the board's like, you know, like this thin. How do I actually get it like to suspend in midair? And I'm about to show all of you how I did it, and everyone's gonna collectively cringe when I see it. When you guys see it, like this is the penultimate, not penultimate. This is the ultimate top clack engineering. Like even you, Brian, will be like, wow, Huey definitely built that.
Oh boy, oh boy. While we're doing this, though, we should also move into a Q&A.
Yeah.
So, as always, guys, end of the show, towards the end of the show, Q&A time. So you got questions, we got answers. Make sure you use the @TopClack tag so we can see it easier with our eyes. That we're looking at monitors. It'll highlight it for us.
So everything
like, that person has a question.
I stuffed with cardboard. Underneath it is cardboard, and all the sides is cardboard, and it's wedged in. And the reason I used the cardboard wedged in is my original issue was if I plugged the cable in, it would just bump the controller back, right? And I couldn't plug anything in. So I'm like, well, damn, I need to actually reinforce it. So when I put a cable in, it doesn't just push back and fall out. So that's my little thing. Yeah, I take shrink wrap, 30 AWG wire, putting the pins in, and I drilled the holes, and it's really kind of honestly bad in a great way. But yeah, we'll see. I think we got some questions.
Kind of.
Kind of, yeah, kind of.
Shen opening up with the realer of the two questions. What should he eat for dinner?
KFC.
Oh what? KFC's gross.
For no particular reason.
You should have sushi. That's what I want right now. That's what I want, but I can't have right now.
Shen's been eating a lot of good food lately, so I just had to recommend like something. Nah.
Yeah. McDonald's. Go get McDonald's, man.
Dude, I had McDonald's for lunch. Buy one, get one free quarter-pounder. Oh.
Really?
Yeah. On the mobile app. So like I went in McDonald's, I pulled up my phone, ordered the mobile app, just went to the cashier and like, this is me, I guess.
That's fantastic. Yeah. I usually roll up and I'm spending like $8 on the value menu. I'm getting like 4 things.
Solid.
Easy. Adam, I'm gonna skip your question. I'm sorry. Lump of Unworth is asking, I know all of the KeebTown guys because I'm in Houston. My question for the night is, are you excited to be on the show, and what do you think of it in general? Yeah, I'm definitely excited to be on the show. I don't have like a ton of time interacting with any of the hosts. Like I've met like I know I met Woke Chill and Tennis Shoe Ninja. I'm pretty positive at the most recent Seattle meetup. I don't know if I've actually met Dixie Mech in person, but they all seem to be very like stand-up guys. They're very fun to be around. I've listened to some of the episodes. I was actually listening to another one right before we started the show today, and I think the show seems pretty well. I think especially once they release the AODs with all like the better audio that's edited together, I think it sounds really clean. I think they all do a pretty good job on the show. One gripe that I have a little bit about KeebTown, and this I actually have this gripe about Top Clack too, is back when we had 3 hosts, we had Vector. I'm gonna say this right now, having 3 hosts is really freaking hard to do. Because, as you can tell, even with just Huey and I, we talk over each other all the time. All the time. And it's like, it's not intentional. We both like to talk, and both of us, ideas flow in our head, and it's like, man, gotta say stuff. And I think the KeebTown guys suffer from that a little bit as well. It's a hard habit to break, man. Obviously, we still haven't done it.
Yeah.
But yeah, having 3 hosts and then usually you'll have they'll have a guest on too for at least part of the show. It makes it kind of hard.
Yeah,
and,
definitely.
That's kind of just the way it is. But that's a pretty minuscule gripe, I guess. I think the show is fun. It's a good listen.
Yeah.
If you're into keyboards.
I listened to it quite a few times as well. It is just definitely a pretty fun show. I'm kind of excited because I've never been on like that side of the seat before. Because as you guys know, I'm always on like this side with Brian. Brian's been on like the board. I think you've been on the board.
I was on the board a long time ago. Yeah.
I haven't. I don't get the cool invites. This is the first cool invite I got to actually be on the other side of the microphone. Well, still on the side of a microphone, but on the other side of the table, metaphorically. So.
Yeah. I think that's gonna be why it's gonna be really fun for us, because as hosts, like, we have to worry about everything, like the technical aspect of it, like what's going on, what we have to do next, like trying to work with each other and not like counteract each other. And it's gonna be interesting to just like sit there and just talk and answer questions or whatever. So that'll be fun. Yeah, it seems like it's gonna be a pretty good time. Should be. Wongvu95 is asking, so did you try the new Otemu Sky/Ice? If yes, what's your thought on them? I kind of want to try those. I have a bag of them. I have a bag that have been lubed and retooled. By retooled, I mean it had the bottom hole area drilled out more, so it's wider. I have them in a bag. I have not used them yet because I'm waiting to put them into a very specific board, my QXP60, which will hopefully be shipping soon. It sounds like it might ship towards the end of this month. That's the hope, at least. So I'll have more thoughts once I build that board.
I haven't tried the Skies. Sorry, I haven't tried the Skies.
Oh, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I've tried the Ice V2s, not the V2.1s, or apparently I think there's 2.2s out now, because apparently you can't just make a run fine normally. I don't know. But V2s, Ice V2s are the biggest disappointment of 2018. There you go. Don't get Ice V2s. And based off that, I would even say get Ice 2.1s or 2.2s from based off what I heard about the Ice 2.1s and 2s.
All right. Amnesia is asking, why do you hate Tokyo Nights? I don't hate Tokyo Nights. I think it looks kind of cool.
I don't hate it. I just disagree with it. I don't like the mods. I don't think the contrast for the mod, that purple black, will turn out well for, like, with violent tendencies. I think they should have named it Hyper Nights because it's just hyperfuse at night. Honestly, I don't know why. I think the naming was a bit forced. But other than that, like, I just don't care about the set. It's not that I don't like it. I just don't care about it for the most part.
Yeah, I probably won't get it, but I think the colors are nice. I think the renders look pretty fun. But yeah, like Huey mentioned with the contrast, it's hard to know until we get it in person, because I know several people were a little let down about the Violent Tendencies mods because the contrast is like very minor. It's like you can't really tell. So hopefully those won't suffer from the same problem. But only time will tell. Ichiball Zach is saying, suppose a guy had like 50 pounds of grab bag keys. What's the best non-keyboard related thing I can do with them? Oops, I meant not me, the hypothetical guy.
Make boxes like this?
Yeah, so there are things you can do. I mean, you can do like anything artistic with it, right? Like you can glue caps to like anything.
Necklaces, earrings, basic jewelry bullshit.
Yeah,
Keycaps.
The hood of your car. I saw that one picture that's been on Reddit a few times where people just coated their entire car with keycaps. That was a little, really silly, but it's kind of fun. I don't really know like what else you would do with them though. I'm not really an artistic person, and I've never really thought about it or tried to do anything with spare keycaps. You throw them at people. Lunar Sama asking, what colorways or themes in terms of key sets do you think there should be more?
Colorways or themes? You're basically asking us to like invent a colorway or a theme, like on the spot. Or a theme that we think should be represented more.
It's an interesting question.
Cyan. I miss Cyan.
Yeah, cyan's in a lot of key sets, though, honestly.
It is.
I love cyan, though. Like, it's probably my favorite color that's ever been used for any kind of keycap. But, yeah, that's a thing, you know? That's a really tough question. I don't really know, honestly. I don't have an answer for that, unfortunately. Neuro Winter with a pretty good question. What do you think is going to be the keyboard trend for 2019? So we're only, 3.5 months or whatever away from 2019. What's going to be the trend for the year?
I'm going to make a prototype of a suspended plate keyboard.
This doesn't sound like a trend.
No, I'm gonna make it a trend.
Unless, I was about to say, unless it actually becomes a trend. I think gasket mount will start to see a little bit more popularity.
I got it. Gasket mount 5mm polycarbonate plates with left and right mount USB-C mounts.
Ugh. Pretty extreme.
No Mao. Mao's gonna go out of style, and the new E-Coat White is gonna go in style once it starts shipping out.
Yeah.
E-Coat White's gonna be big, to be actually serious.
Mao's gonna die out more or less, I think.
But realistically, someone make me a 5mm polycarbonate gasket mount board, please. Oh, please.
I'm actually trying to think of what could be trendy in 2019.
Integrated plates.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Can we bring back half plates?
That might be a thing. That still hasn't really happened yet. I think half plates coming back could be a thing.
Sorbothane?
Sorbothane could be cool. Man, that's such a good question, but it's a really tough question. What were like the trends this year?
5mm.
We had 5mm plates. That was pretty big.
Brass is just big in general this year, more than any other year.
That's true. Brass was wildly popular. Fully polycarbonate cases.
That's on the polycarb plates are on the upswing as well.
Yep.
Hot swap has actually been definitely on the upswing as well with the HS60.
Oh yeah, 2018 huge hot swap year. Yep.
So we'll see.
Yeah, that'll probably continue too. I bet we see even more hot swap. But yeah, I don't know what else, man. That's too hard of a question to think about on the spot. Taking us a little bit away from reality here. NGB is asking, if you were a vegetable, what vegetable would you be and why? Huh.
Pumpkin.
I was just thinking that. Oh, man. But why?
So people can debate if I'm a vegetable or not.
Ooh, true. True. Huh. This is some hard questions today, man. Like, really got me thinking.
Also, I gotta say, broccoli is better than cauliflower. Fight me, world.
I generally agree with that, but I think cauliflower is more universal. Like, it's more... You can do a lot more things with it. Man, I really wanted to use pumpkin too. Shit, I don't know. I'd be a cucumber. I don't know why, because I like cucumbers. That's awful. I'm sorry, guys. Christmas Kane is asking, did you guys listen to my typing tests? I listened to the one that Teslatron shared in one of the channels on Discord. It was quite something, yes. Definitely quite something. Megaforce with what food questions popular today. What's your favorite Ben & Jerry's ice cream flavor, and why is it Americone Dream? It's not. Actually, Cherry Garcia is probably my favorite Ben & Jerry's flavor.
If I had to say my favorite Ben & Jerry's flavor, if you go back to 2014, they used to have a flavor called Sweaty Balls. I'd have to vote for that.
Really?
Yeah.
What was that one?
Vanilla ice cream with a hint of rum, loaded with fudge balls, fudge covered rum balls, and milk chocolate malt balls.
That sounds pretty awesome, actually. Was it? It was probably actually good, huh?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, Americone Dream is all right. I mean, most Ben & Jerry's ice cream is pretty all right, but Cherry Garcia, I'm pretty classic. I like Cherry Garcia. Something about that combo, man. It's good stuff. Corbin Dallas asking, how has integrating KeebTown into your rotation sites been going? Do you have any opinions on improvements for the future? Interesting question.
I mean, in terms of integration, it's kind of like been the same. So all we do, so when Brian and I research our news, literally we go to like 4 places now instead of 3 places. Okay, before we used to go to Geek Hack Group By section, organized by new. Geek Hack Interest Check section, organized by new. Reddit top posts 7 days ago, and we do this on Thursday mornings or Wednesday nights. Organized by last 7 days, organized by new. KeebTown, Interest Check, and Group By section. We just look through it. That's all.
Yeah, I mean it's been a pretty seamless integration. It's not like a difficult thing for us. We do add a lot of topics throughout the weeks, honestly. Like, if something pops up and it catches my attention and I'm like, oh shit, that's definitely something that needs to be talked about in the news section of the show this week, I'll throw it on the news doc, like, as soon as I can. But yeah, usually we'll go through it one last time before the show sometime on Thursday, just to make sure we didn't miss anything, like, obviously important. Sometimes we do, but, you know, usually we're pretty good about it.
Yeah.
What about improvements for the future, Huey? Since I am not even remotely part of KeebTown.
I am.
Despite what people believe.
Yeah, crazy thing. Yeah, I am president of the board of KeebTown. Such a weird title, knowing me as myself. But yeah, we definitely have a lot of improvements down the line. Possible alternative themes for UI. Possible. We've been discussing about it. New logos coming up soon because I don't like the current logo. Possible reorganization of some of the categories based off of usage. That is probably the main things we'll be rolling out very, very, very soon. So
cool. Vomindoran is asking, what'd you lube the skies with, Brian? I actually didn't lube the skies myself. Heroin Bob, the guy that sent them to me, lubed them himself. He asked if I wanted them lubed, and I was like, you do that? And he was like, yeah, sure. I was like, sure, I'll try someone else's lube job. I don't care, it's fine. They feel pretty good in my hand. I haven't put them in a board yet, so I don't know how that's gonna go, but we'll see. The springs, I'm using the version with 80-gram springs that come from Otemu, the Otemu springs. The springs are not good. There's tons of spring crunch. You can feel it. You can hear it. It's just bad. I'll probably wind up swapping those. But the rest of the Switch, honestly, I think is really, really cool so far.
Awesome.
Yep. CPang05 is asking, what GMK group buys did you end up going with this month, Huey?
Oof, well, loaded question. At the moment, none, because my paycheck comes in 1 to 2 days, because in 2 days it's the 15th. But I don't work on the 15th, nor does the payroll company. So they're either going to pay me tomorrow or on Monday. Hopefully tomorrow. Most likely tomorrow. But I'm going to get for sure Modern Dolch. That's a faux show. When I got the dough, you know. And then the other one after that is probably going to be Monochrome. It's probably going to be the other one. I know, yeah, Modern DualShock Extended. I was really happy about that. Yeah, Monochrome's going to be the other one. And if I can squeeze it in, I probably can't because I got Midnight today, DCS Midnight. But if I could, I was trying to squeeze in a white on black on Mass Drop. I'm already going to get Mr. Sleeves. Like, I don't count add-on kits because that's like a fraction, a big fraction, though, of a whole GMK. But I am also getting GMK Mr. Sleeves. Gotta support my boy, Nathan.
Heck yeah.
Gotta support my boy Nathan.
Shen is asking, what about GMK Top Clack?
Bum, bum,
is that a thing?
Bum,
That's something you were trying to do, right?
Not kind of ish.
Kind of?
I have so many projects, dude.
I mean, I guess we technically do have a colorway. We could do GMK Top Clack. I don't know how good it would look, but we could do it.
No, someone actually sent me a render because they were like, I'm bored. I just took your colors from your website and made it. I'm like, that looks relatively correct colors. It looks terribly... It was a good render in terms of the render quality. The colors could use work.
I think our colorway is maybe a little vibrant, too vibrant for a key set. So I think for it to like really work, I think like all of the caps would actually have to be the same color.
Gray.
And the legends
are dark gray.
Exactly. Yeah. It'd have to be all. It's not heather gray, is it? It's some kind of gray. Like all one kind of the same kind of gray, and then the alpha. One of the alphas will either be will be gold, or the mods will be gold, and then the other one will be Marseille blue. Whichever one.
The alphas will be the gold because that's what we have on the space bar of our logo. Even though we have the 1U Windows keys, we're gonna ignore those. But it's already been decided. Okay, the alphas are the gold and the mods are the blue. There you go.
Yep, I dig it. It could be a thing. It could be a thing. Melodid is asking, what colors do we need to have more keyboards available in? That's a pretty good question.
Colors of the keyboards themselves. How about?
I think I'd like to say yellow, but like what? I don't know. It doesn't matter if you don't like the color.
No yellow keyboard has turned out well. They all look like they all mostly look like someone was very dehydrated and then had to urinate. That's the color of most yellow keyboards and most anodized yellow I've seen. It's that, or it's like too blindingly light where it's tacky and can't match with anything. That's how I feel about the yellows. And that's why I'm saying no on yellows in general.
I wouldn't mind seeing pink offered more variations of pink.
Yeah.
Peach.
Burgundy. Corbin Dallas said burgundy. I agree with burgundy. I want...
Yeah, like a deep, dark red. I think those would be cool. Horn95 is saying, integrated plate, SMD, LED, hot swap PCB, basically the new coming bait triangle. Yeah, maybe. Mog Genius is asking, what kind of mount was the original Klippe? Also, what are the top 3 mounting types to look for when buying a custom board other than gasket? Good question. So originally, Klippe is tray mount. I have one. It's tray mount only. There's nothing else for the Klippe. The top 3 mounting types to look out for. I guess the most common ones are just going to be tray mount, top mount, and sandwich mount. He says other than gasket. Gasket's kind of an alteration on sandwich mount, honestly, though. But yeah, those are the general 3 to look out for. Are we? Oh no, never mind. Well, I was a little bit farther behind in the chat. I'm sorry. Faminderon is asking, what do you think about combining GMK white on black mods with Enjoy PBT black on white alphas to make a ghetto monochrome?
The whites may be different. and that might make it not work so well. 2, some people don't like the mismatch of textures. You're feeling PBT, and then suddenly you're feeling ABS. Those are wildly different textures between GMK and ePBT. So that could be another possible negative. If you don't care about either of the things I just said, there you go. It can work.
There's also a third thing to think about is legends. The legends on Enjoy PBT are going to look a little different than the legends on GMK. So if that could be stopping you as well. It's probably something I wouldn't do, because I would be bugged by one or all three of those things. But, I mean, if you don't have a lot of money and it works for you, then hell yeah, man, more power to you. Totally respect that. Abita Zebra is asking, Huey, are you staying in the BSP, in parentheses, not BSP anymore, group buy on Mastrop?
Yeah, the HSP. I am unsure. I haven't canceled yet, but I'm like on the verge of like, if I get that $400 back, because I originally got 2 sets and an extras thing, because like I'm really into BSP, which is now Ripperoni and Pepperonis. Yeah, I mean, I kind of want to just possibly just cancel, see if I can just cancel one, right? And at least try out HSP, but like, I don't even know if HSP, at best, my prediction is it'll be equal to ePBT, because I know, you know, Hammer, they do a great job at dice hubbing, but so I'm not worried about the dice hubbing. I'm actually worried about the keycap quality itself, because we don't know anything about the keycap quality. That's honest truth. So I still want to try it, but like I don't know if I want to try it for how much. I know the good thing is, you know, if you got 1 BSP set, they're gonna give you 2 HSP sets, so you can get, you know, it's basically $100 per set basically, instead of $200 for 2 sets. I'm really mixed on it, because on one hand, like, I do kind of want to try new things, but on the other hand, it's just not what I originally wanted at all. And if it's not what I originally wanted at all, that's like $400 back in my pockets for me to get all the GMK I could want this month.
It's
Easy.
A lot of money to try something that might not be as good as what you thought you were paying that much money for.
Yeah. Because that much money, I'd be okay getting my 2 BSPs and the extras thing I got, or the 2 BSPs I got. I would actually be completely fine with that. But at this point, we'll see.
Yep.
Probably, I am leaning toward just getting my money back, because it's a big chunk. Big chunk.
Yep. It's more GMK sets, man.
Yeah.
NGB is asking, why isn't there more custom Topra products, including full kits, keycaps, and domes?
I'm going to start off by saying this is like the most amount of custom Topra products ever available. KBD Fans has so many different keycaps of different colors and designs on their site now. J-Chan has a lot of BKE domes for the Reduxes. In terms of cases, you know, for the real forces, you got the Norba Touch. For the ever so rare Nova Touches, you got the Norba Touch. Chewy, thank you for that Twitch Prime. So I mean, right now it's like the most Topra ever available than before. But
well, he's not really wrong though.
But I mean,
yeah, there is more than there ever has been, obviously. But that's not to say there's a lot of options. Like if you want a custom case for your real force that isn't a Norba force, what do you do? Like that's really it.
Yep.
That's like all that's on
you got a DIY.
Yeah, so I honestly don't know, because like I think as cool as things like the Norba Force and Norba Touch are, like they're really not that hard to design. I think
I will say I've talked to Mr. Ryan Norbauer about this. There are a lot of design restrictions when it comes to designing a case for an already existing OEM. You're stuck with their mounting points, their levels of thicknesses for the screws and precisions, and that affects your case a lot. That's why, for example, you know, parts of the Heavy 6 are as big or as bulky as they may be, because he had to work within the FC60C's restrictions. And a lot of designers don't want to be constricted by that, because that means they're not necessarily designing their design perfectly. They're designing their design with compromises to the existing OEM. That's one. Second, you can't have like a complete custom because, as someone in chat said, no one wants to make a completely custom Topra PCB because that's very, very difficult. A third, we've talked about on another show with another guest, you can't really source any parts for Topra except for buying a board and salvaging it. So if you made, for example, your own custom PCB, nowhere for you to source sliders and housings and domes unless you rip apart another board.
Yeah.
So it's just so all these factors added up make it very, very undesirable for designers to want to even attempt it. And that's the issue.
All right. Totally makes sense. Also, Toasty Party, thank you for the sub. I don't know if we missed you or not, but appreciate that, my friend.
Thank you so, dude. Thank you so much, my dude.
And we are caught up on questions. Yep. Just finally caught up. Bam.
Bam.
So we are good. We are good.
Green eggs and ham.
We've been having kind of long shows lately.
Yeah, we should fix that. I don't know unless you guys like it, but we try to.
The last two were over 2 hours. This one's coming up on 2 hours, and we didn't even have a guest.
Yeah, dude. Newsby packed up. Actually, real quick, I do want to say there's one thing I'm probably, if I got my $400 back, I actually might get instead. The new Real Force Round 2s in Japan, they have the ANSI versions, and they have it with, I think it's 55 grams, but if 45 grams would still be okay with me, with the purple silencing rings and the APC, the actuation point changer. Feature as gimmicky as it is, I liked in the full sized that feature. So I'm kind of thinking about importing one of those from Japan because finally ANSI it has APC, it has the purple sliders. It's the new it's a new case with the new housing, which I think is going to be bad, but I need to confirm that for myself because I can compare it straight to my R1 and like, what did Topra do different? Is this good or is this bad? But we'll see. We'll see. I do know Ryan Norbauer actually is getting one of those in to see whether or not it'll work with the existing Normal Forces. Because if it doesn't, Normal Force is basically dead. Like, there's not going to be another round. If it does work, or it works with very, very minor changes, he might do another round if it becomes easily available. But we will see.
Yeah. All right. Since there is one more question, just entered there, we will answer this before we take off. Chewy is asking, maybe this has been asked before, but have you ever bought a board specifically for a key set you have or are expecting? I don't think so. Generally, I buy boards and then I try to buy key sets that might work on those boards. I don't think I've ever done it the other way around.
Generally, I already have too many GMK sets, so any case I buy, statistically, I should have something that can work with it. And worst case scenario, I go on my keyboard stream, do keyboard chores, and everyone just tells me JTK toxic.
Yep. So there you go.
Damn.
Anyways, that's gonna be a wrap for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us and enjoying the show, hopefully. And, of course, we'll be back next week, same time, same place. If you check below the Discord, or below the Twitch stream, sorry, you can find links for our Discord official server, as well as our YouTube channel. And subscribe to that. That'll help us out. We got quite a bit of YouTube content already up, and always more on the way. So, hopefully, we'll get some of that going on.
Real quick, Brian. Are you going to be doing the keyboard chores? Are people going to want to stay tuned in maybe the next hour or two? Are you going to TBD for the Discord? You're going to put a call out if you're going to do it?
Well, I mean, I'll definitely put out a call out if I'm going to do it. So, yeah, if I do it, just keep your eye on the announcements channel in the Discord, as well as maybe the general chat. We'll talk about there as well. I'm not 100% sure. If enough people bother me about it and they're like, "Hey, you should do that," then yeah, maybe I will. I don't know. Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Thank you, I am Meru, for that Twitch Prime sub as we end the show today. We'll see all of you guys on the next keyboard chores or Top Clack. every Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific. We'll also be on the board this Sunday at 5 p.m. Pacific. Not the board. Sorry. KeebTown. Ooh. In before guest cancellation.
Yeah, we can't have you on this Sunday.
We'll be on KeebTown on this Sunday, so check it out if you get a chance. They're pretty cool guys. We're pretty cool guys. It should be a pretty cool event. So bring a sweater if it's too cool for you, because it may be a bit chilly. So until next time, we will catch you pretty soon.